Hi everyone, it's Chris again, coming at y'all with another movie review. And today I'm going to be reviewing, I'm betting a lot of you who are subscribed to this channel have been waiting for me to review, and that is Transformers The Last Night. That's right, fifth movie in the beloved Transformers movie series. I saw the movie Tuesday night, opening Optimus Prime time, and now I wanted to give it a night and another day just to sort of let the movie sink in and how I really felt about it, and give y'all my review right now. What was cool about it is seeing it at Optimus Prime time. We got this cool shirt right here. Not quite what I was expecting from it, but overall it's a decent design. So happy with the shirt, and it was a packed house, man. I love the atmosphere for this movie. But speaking for this movie itself, look, with every Transformers movie, I say that this is a beloved series, and maybe there's some certain fans, but among certain circles, this series has a really rotten reputation when it comes to quality. And with every movie, I'm always curious. I'm like, okay, how is this movie going to be? Is this going to be the movie that really turns all of people around when it comes to like critics and online film junkies and whatnot? And for me as a movieverse fan, I always go into each movie fair. I mean, obviously, I want to enjoy myself. I'm engaged in this world, but I am fair. I'm going to judge the movie as a movie, even though, like every movie, I'm always anticipating each Transformers movie just really heightened and just seeing like just how it's going to be. So, how was Transformers The Last Night? Uh, so just the basic plot of this movie is that it picks up, well, relatively from where Age of Extinction left off. Optimus Prime is out in space, going to see his creators, meets a new character, Quintessa, a Cybertronian. She's the creator of Transformers, and she sort of manipulates him into going down to Earth and finishing some secret business that she has to get done on Earth. In the meantime, Cade and the Autobots from the last movie, they're all hanging out. They gotta solve, and they have to solve a new mystery that involves Transformers actually being on Earth during medieval times, and the whole King Arthur legend plays into sort of a new threat that's coming to Earth now, and everyone's got to band together and stop it in a giant spectacle like only Transformers movies can. And to talk about what worked about this movie to start off with is really for me the first 50 or so minutes of the movie. I mean, really, as a movieverse fan, in the first 50 minutes of the movie, I'll say, I was in absolute heaven, man. I thought the first 50 minutes of this movie were great. As a movieverse fan, and as someone who, if you were just a casual movie-going fan looking to enjoy a summer blockbuster. Because for me, what worked about the 50 or so minutes of the movie was that it was just fun, man. It was fun. The Transformers had plenty of screen time. I love the dynamic with the Autobot team together. Not Optimus, Bumblebee, Hound, Drift, and Crosshairs. It was great to see. The action was cool. I liked Cade in the first half. It was really great. The action, man. There are some action set pieces that are just great, man. Two in particular. One of the Autobots fighting, both of them involve Autobots and Decepticons really duking it out. And just the visuals and the 3D, man, was just fantastic. I saw the movie in IMAX 3D, and the visuals always deliver in the Transformers movies, but it just has to be said again how great it was, man. The transformations, the battle scenes, the scale, everything was just top notch. And one thing I was surprised about with this first half of the movie is that normally I don't think the humor really works all that well in the Transformers films. It's just something about the humor that Michael Bay brings that doesn't quite work. But I thought the first half of the movie was actually pretty damn charming, man. I mean, I thought the humor with the humans was really good. Cade and his new friend, actor who played him, I think his name is Jermaine Carmichael, was really great. Besides the humor, the interactions Cade had with the new character, Isabella, was really good. We've seen her in the trailers and how they've been promoting her. I thought she was really good in the first half of the movie, and I really like her new friend, Squeaks, who a lot of people are looking at as another Star Wars droid ripoff, which he sort of is, but I thought he worked pretty well. And Isabella, I thought the first half of the movie set her up to be a really good character. I'll talk about what didn't work about her later on. But this is a Transformers movie, man, and that first 50 minutes of the movie absolutely delivered on the Transformers, man. They had plenty of screen time. The scenes with Optimus and Quintessa interacting early on were fantastic. The visuals in those scenes were fantastic. Like I said, the stuff with the Autobot team on Earth, man, I was absolutely loving. The humor was great. The dynamics, the humor was awesome. Got to see Grimlock How they used him was really cool. The Decepticons, man, the Decepticons were so interesting, unlike anything that we've seen from them in these movies. I mean, Megatron, he was just fantastic, man. I loved Megatron in the first half, and the Decepticons had some interesting personalities, but they worked. So overall, those first 50 or so minutes of the movie, man, I was like, man, I'm in for an absolute treat. This is going to be easily the best Transformers movie. But then something happened. And what happened is that the plot kicked in. The plot really kicks in where this new character to the series, Sir Edmund Burton, played by the great Anthony Hopkins, he comes and he introduces what the main goal of the mystery that the characters have to solve, mainly Cade and his new female friend Vivian, played by Laura Haddock. This new mystery that they have to solve involving the King Arthur legend. And for me, the movie just took a went on a major down spiral after that, because just the plot is just mind-numbingly bad, and the way it's told and the pacing was just terrible. I mean, it really takes up a huge segment of this movie. Probably like maybe it's about, I would give it maybe 30 or 40 minutes where the movie it's just not good, man. And it's boring. Even though it's fast paced, the development, everything just felt so rushed and bad. And besides the plot being bad and just how it's told, what I hate sometimes that the Transformers movie did, that this part of the movie did the cardinal sin that a Transformers movie just cannot do for me, is that it just completely sidelined the Transformers, man. It just focuses on Cade and Vivian and and Burton Hopkins character. They have to do all this work, and it just was not done well at all, man. I was in my seat just thinking, what has happened to this movie? And it's during that part of the movie where the only Transformer we really get a lot of is Cogman, this new character who's sort of a C3PO ripoff. The movie even makes a joke about that. He's the only Transformer we see. And while he's got some bits that do work, he just goes on for far too long, man. And it's this portion of the movie that just does not work, and the plot overall does not work. I should mention that it's in this part of the movie we get a new character, Hot Rod, who is a sort of Bumblebee's brother of sorts. He's a lot of fun in the movie, but he's introduced right before that part. The plot really kicks in with Hopkins, and like I said, it just does not work at all. And for me, the movie did kind of redeem itself once evil Optimus comes in and he comes back to Earth. But what I should mention is that this movie, a lot of it was sold on the trailers. The prospect of Optimus Prime being evil, and his human friends, the Autobots, and even the Decepticons having to deal with this new evil Optimus. And it's really just not a huge portion of the movie at all. It almost sort of borderlines on false advertisement, how little that really plays into the movie. I mean, it's cool when it's there, and I thought there were parts that were done well. I thought his fight with Bumblebee that we've seen in the trailers, I thought that was a solid, good fight. But overall, Evil Optimus just isn't a huge part of the movie. And that brings us to the final battle of the movie. And this really wasn't all that strong a final battle for this series. I mean, it was fun. It was okay. I thought it was better than Revenge of the Fallen's final battle, which I think is like the worst overall final battle of the movie. When I say final battle, I mean each of these movies has a giant shootout at the end of Autobots versus Decepticons and big spectacle and whatnot. That's what I mean by final battle. And overall, this final battle, it was okay. There were some fun bits to it. I thought once we got into the main conflict later on of the bots going at it, I thought that was fun. But overall, I don't think it was that great, a final battle. And what hurt it was that just the overall plot just wasn't up to snuff, and really just the movie ended up kind of saddening me, man, because I just thought the movie had such great potential. I mean, with the story elements that they brought in, the new team of writers to kick off a shared universe, and just that 50 minutes or so, man, I just thought was just so much fun. I mean, I just want to see that 50 minutes again, just because I thought that was like some of the best 50, like collectively the best 50 minutes in any of these Transformers movies. But unfortunately, just missteps that this movie made with plot development and pacing, in that second half. Put a downer on the movie for me, man. So to give you a score, I was going back and forth between a 6 and a 5. I guess I'll just split the difference and go with a 5.5 out of 10. Maybe that's me being generous of a movie as a movieverse fan, but there's my score for y'all. The thing is, this was not a movie I hated watching at all. I mean, like I said, I really liked that first 50 minutes. I just got really bored during the middle, and I did have some fun during that final battle. So I didn't hate watching it. I mean, it's a Transformers movie, man. And as a movieverse fan, I'm always going to find some fun in watching it. But I just did have a lot of problems with mainly the plot, man. And this is a movie where I don't really want to hear any blame on Bay, because Bay, that man, he as a director, he can direct action, man. And the way he is able to really bring these Transformers to life, I think is really good. This is a movie I got to blame on these writers, man, because this plot that they came up with for this movie was terrible. And in terms of what I think for the future of this franchise, I'm going to come out with, you'll see my thoughts really more in depth about that in my spoiler review for this movie, along with I'll probably make a separate video of what this movie means for the future of the franchise. But this movie, another positive I will bring to it or say is that it did do some decent world building in terms of really setting up how the future of this universe is going to go and what's to come in Transformers 6 and what we can also expect from the Bumblebee movie. And also, I should mention that this movie actually did get me excited for that, just because Bumblebee is an absolute scene stealer, man. I mean, he was great in the last movie, and he's great in this movie too. He's got just so many great bits in this movie that I really enjoyed Bumblebee in this movie. But anyway, that's probably enough rambling for now. I hope y'all enjoyed my review of Transformers The Last Knight. Leave your comments if y'all have seen it, and I will see y'all around with another vid.